Well, good morning everybody. Under Wright, Texas Girls Farm. And you can see there's 3 of them and Blessing. Haven't seen Camo this morning. Just want to make a quick video. As y'all can see, yeah, chicken's been up here, but I'm taking the straw and moving it to the outside. I've ordered some of them are bourbon chrysanthemums that spread out some, and then some are just regular chrysanthemums. I think what I'm going to do for the time being is all along this edge where I've pushed all of the straw back, and then I've opened it up right there. I think I'm going to try to plant some of those mums there to separate this. And as you can see, down there, all around the bottom, and hopefully they'll make it. I need to, I think, trim some of the branches off, but I dug up and planted American beautyberries, which they should, even if they don't live right now, they should come back to kind of separate off at the bottom, and I can still get the lawnmower and the tractor in between them because I've got to put some more of the dirt right here. And then I went back and trimmed. I don't know what Maggie's done found down there. You can tell she's found something because she get that. Let me see if y'all can see if she'll do her tail. Nope. Oh, she's jumping. There's something down there. What is it, Maggie? Be careful. Yeah, that tail gets to going. Hopefully she don't get into anything. But most is doing good, but I trimmed all of, except for that one that was doing really good, the crepe myrtles back, and that one had a green leaf, to give them a little bit of extra opportunity to put more of their energy down into their roots. And I think that's what I'm going to do with these American beautyberries. I may do that later on this evening. And then I went up with my sister, and she has a bunch of sage bushes, and these are looking really good. She cut off like 4 branches, and I've got them in the water trying to root them and to get some root established. And then I also took some of the little ones. You can see I've got some aloe vera and some other stuff planted. She gave us so much stuff, but I've got some of the sage, the same kind of sage that's out in the flower bed. You can see I've got some more little pieces rooted. But I brought my pots up here, and I put a piece of sage in there in the soil to see if it won't come on up and root. And then these are smaller one of my big plant that's out there, and I'll show y'all that flower bed in a minute. And this is the same thing as the big plant out in the center. Y'all seen that my Chinese. Here's another one. This one probably, I'm going to try to make sure I keep it covered, even if I cover it with mulch. And then these are some different types of sedum. Like that, it's just a different type. And then this big old beautiful plant, which I will definitely have to either take it inside or cover it. But I'll show y'all what I got done yesterday. It took a long time. It was like 3 or 4 hours. So, and I'll show y'all the plants that I got for Christmas. So when my sister came down to carry the plants that we got from her house, we trimmed up this and then got another board. But there was 2 babies. You see there's a baby coming up there, and there was a baby there. Well, I dug it up yesterday and planted it there. And then I planted some more of the sedum and different type of cactus there. And then trimmed up all of the bottom leaves on that. That's what we did at my sister's house. And she had, I can't remember how many plants, but they were beautiful by the time we finished. One even sectioned off into 3 different sections. That just made them look so much more pretty. And you can tell that it's got the rocks around it. Trimmed up the American Beautyberry, and then planted some more little sedum right there. Let me see if I can show y'all that little cactus. There we go. That little cactus and some sedum, and then I planted another one of those right there to make it symmetrical. And then I went, apologies. And then I went all along around this. The only thing I didn't get is that side over there. But pulled all the grass, raking as much of the little wood from the old tree that's fell up there. And I'm hoping it only falls sections at a time. We haven't had any fall in a while. But yeah, and I left my little grasses. I like the way my grasses look. So got the whole thing all cleaned up. And now just need to mow. Whoop, here comes Camo. So yeah, I just need to clean up around the American Beautyberry and that corner up there and some of the grass in here. But yeah, there was a pine tree and a sweet gum tree right there. And I dug it up and I put the pine tree right in between these. Since this one's dead, hopefully we can get in here and get it down without running the pine tree. And I planted another American Beautyberry there. But I put some, I'll show you all the plants my sister gave to my daughter that I'm going to go over and make her flower bed. But she had some of the snake plant, and I took one piece and stuck it in this one, and then this one I stuck one over here in this one. And I may have to, looks like I'm going to have to push it down a little. I needed some more potting soil when I was potting them, and I really didn't have any. There we go. So I just used what I had. But everything, there we go. Everything over here, and I just put it in the ground to get it to root. So I can put them both in a pot when I get a decorative pot when I get some potting soil. Those will have to go inside or be covered. But everything over here is doing real good. And you can see I took a piece of the sage and put it in the soil that gets watered every day to see if I can get it to take root there. You can see all the new growth on the lilac bush. Everything up here is doing really good. Chickens, for the most part, you can see they come up and do about that. There's a little bit that they threw out, but not a lot. I don't have to worry about them too much. But the sage are doing good. Her sage bushes are tall, are real tall. So yeah, everything up here is doing really good. There's another piece of sage that I stuck in there. Now I'll show you Kristen's, and then I'll show y'all what I'm going to do today, finally. But here's all the plants that we got, and I'm going to save some of these and maybe take some of the big ones. All the plants that we got for Kristen. Got her 2 of those that were close inside. Got some more cactuses, different type of cactuses, sedum. More cactus. These are beautiful, beautiful. But my sister has to put them out in the greenhouse every year. These are beautiful. Another thing of sedum. These are all like my big plant out in the center. Here's some more of the little pepper plants, and then this is a, what do they call it? I looked it up last night. It's a succulent, and it has little bitty like red like pom-pom flowers on it. Heart-shaped, heart-laced something. Or I had 2 or 3 different names. But my daughter wants to put that and that in a pot because it's all that stuff that like flows over. It's like, makes like ground cover. And you're supposed to be able, there's one of those little flowers, you're supposed to be able to take like a little piece of it, and it'll grow kind of like this sedum. I'll have to get my nippers and try and do that. But today is a day, look at all them spider webs. Today is a day that working on this. I got my boards. I need a 3-foot board to put down at the edges. I'm going to pull the tarp back where I can get up there. I'm not going to put anything up at the top because these are the backside window thing is going to close over the top of the other one, even though I'm going to put hinges on them. But I got all my boards. I got my measurements. The plexiglass I'm just going to cut. I'm going to cut one like 20 inches, maybe 18 inches. And then the other one will have to be like 20 inches to overlap. But I got my boards, because this is going to put, I got to cut the straight pieces to put a piece of the plexiglass on the edge, so we can have something to hinge to. And then I got all my self-tapping, self-drilling screws. So that's what I'm going to get off into today. All the chickens are down there with Grace. They've been up here, because you can tell. They're all right down there with Grace. Dutton, he's eating. But, yeah, just doing a little cleanup, a little planting, and everything seems to be doing really, really good. I had to transplant that plant again. I brought my fern up, and it looks like I need to water it, because it looks like the ants are in there, and now they're making them a trail out there. And then I transplanted some of those. Oh, and the big aloe vera she gave me. Isn't that huge? There's so many in there. That all needs to be thinned out and put in their own so they can get bigger. So I've got some more projects to do with plants, but the greenhouse doesn't really stay warm enough. So some of this stuff, this and like the snake plant, I'll probably get nice pots and carry them inside. But that's what we've been doing. And I'm not going to make this a long video, because I want to get started on my project down there to get the windows and stuff like that. I got harvested another 10 or 12 figs last week. Got everybody to taste them except for Shane and Mother. Everybody else tasted them and liked them. And yeah, so there's still probably some more ready today, so I'll probably check them today. And might get off and moving that trellis that's in between the big 4 o'clock that has that grapevine that's growing wild, and getting out there and cleaning some of that. And Dutton, he's peeking over the edge. But just wanted to bring y'all along, show y'all what we've got going on, and little projects. And I hope y'all been having a good week. The weather's a little cooler in the morning time. It warmed up a little bit yesterday afternoon, but it wasn't too bad. And then hopefully either tomorrow or Friday, I'm going to try to borrow the neighbor's tractor and cut this grass, all that grass out there, and bring some dirt over here on the side so I can level that off. But with that said, if y'all like the content, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, come on over to the channel, subscribe. We would love to have you. And hit the notification bell, so every time we upload a video, you'll be notified. Y'all have a good one. Hope the Lord's blessed you and kept you safe. And we will catch y'all on the next one.